Oh, hello, YouTube, and welcome back, everyone. Well, I had promised that I was going to do um, a tutorial on how I make my mountains. So this is the start of it. We'll try and finish it all today. If we don't, I'll do another. So um, let's look at everything that we'll need. Hold on a second. Okay, for this portion of what we'll need is what I usually use is cardboard from a 12 pack of soda. You'll need, you don't necessarily need to use this foam, but I use the foam. You'll need scissors, a cutting knife. You'll also need small pieces of cardboard, and then I use a bigger piece of cardboard for the base. So that would take care of this portion here. We'll cut it, cut little slits in it, and we will put them together. And then from the soda, we'll cut uh, we'll cut them down. We'll make slices basically, and um, we will basket weave it all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and do the cutting really quickly, and then I'll come back and show you how to put it together. So basically, I'll cut a few first. So basically, what I usually do is I just take it. They don't have to be really wide because this is going to be a little small foothill mountain, so they don't have to be really wide. For the mountains that I have on my layout, I did make them a little bigger. So um, I really can't say exactly how many you would need, but um, you can cut quite a few. And basically, if you're going to be making more mountains, you can save them and use them next time. So some of the ones that I've made already, I saved pieces. I saved strips like this. My neighbor. So I usually just I save strips like this. I know, man. Um, again, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut out more. And like I said, you can save them. I put them in a box, and I just save them for another time. I used all of the ones that I had saved from before. I saved them and used them on my last mountain. So the the little small detachable mountain, that one I used all of what I had left. So these basically you're just like I said, I'm just cutting them. And like I said, I'll go ahead and cut all of these out, and then I'll come back when I go to put them all together. So bear with me for a few minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so welcome back. And these are all the little strips that I cut out. You can make large ones, you can make small ones. It's good to make different lengths depending on how long you're going to make it. And another thing that I usually do with them also is I take my scissors or any type of anything that you can actually just kind of like give it a pull, so that way it gives it a little curve. So I do that to all of them, most of them anyways, except for the ones that are going to be um, going across. So okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to take the cardboards. I've already cut little slits in them. Yeah, I'm using Amazon. So I cut the little slots, and then it's just basically putting it together. So just to make it look like this. Alrighty. So this will go right down the middle of the base. This will be my base. And I am going to have to alrighty. Now that part is done. Okay, so I'm gonna heat up my glue gun and we're gonna go ahead and glue this down. So give me one moment again. There's gonna be quite a few spots where I stop the video and then come back or pause the video. So give me a moment and I'll be right back. Okay, well, this is now warm, or no, it's not. Give me a minute. Okay, now it's hot. So what I usually do is, let me angle this down a little bit. So just put a little bit of glue down. Just to hold it, kind of hold it steady. Okay. So like I said, just a little bit of glue to hold it so that way it makes it easier. So I'm going to go ahead and do this part and then I'll get right back to you again. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of pauses. Okay, so now that we have, I'm going to show it to you really quickly. So now that I have it all glued down, I'm going to go ahead and start putting these on there. And I will show you how I do that as well. So what I do is take a little bit of glue, and because these are pretty long, you can just put it all the way over. Yeah, I'm having to look at myself here. And then because these ones are long, you can take this portion and do the same thing. You just put a little glue here and stick it to the base. Alrighty, now there's another thing that you can do also. You can take your piece of foam, you can either put it on now and glue it down and then glue them all to the top of here. Glue them to the top of the foam if you like to. But I want to go ahead and do, get them all on here first. And I'm not going to do very many of them because I'm going to put a few on another way also. I should be using the smaller glue gun. Only thing that with dealing with this thing and having long fingernails, my fingernails sometimes go inside the glue and I have the glue stuck to my fingers. Okay, so that just gives you an idea of how to do this part. I'll get back to you in just a minute. Okay, and as you can see, it doesn't always come out exactly the way you want it, but it's very easily fixed. So I'll keep working on it, and it's almost there. Okay, so now at this point, I've already done all the basket weaving of it. Okay, so the next part we'll be working on now. If you really want to, you can take the foam and put the foam on the top, and you can layer it. So if you would like to make it look kind of stair-stepped, I'll do it just to show. I mean, but it's not something that you really have to do. So give me a second before the glue gun dies. Before the all right. Sit that down. And because I'm in Arizona, I may have to put some regular glue on top of it as well. All right, I'm gonna get something to weigh it down. I'll let it dry and then I'll come right back. Okay, so now for this next part, I use these. It's like paper towel, but it's not paper towel. I got these from my neighbor across the street. Um, I have some really good neighbors. Same neighbor, her son-in-law gets me the wood that I need to build my layout. She's always bringing over things that I can use for the train set or use around the house. So thank you guys. But getting back to this, what I do is I take a few of them and I put it on here to measure out, it out to see how much I need with it overlapping, a little bit of overlapping, but you'll see why. So this is just to basically just to let me know exactly how much I need and if I need to cut anything or not. Same neighbors that you hear, they're rooting about the basketball game, Lakers and Phoenix Suns. Right now, Lakers are winning. My team. No disrespect to Suns fans. Okay, so these two pieces. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the measuring, and then I'll come right back. All right, I got a lot of these. All right, so give me a minute. Okay, so now we've come to the part to where we have to make our plaster. I try to make my plaster as runny as possible. Another thing is you don't have to use the paper cloth that I'm using. You can use plaster cloth, and I'll show you which kind. I have two different kinds here. There's this one is by Walters. Plaster cloth, all you do is dip it in water, or you cut them to size and then dip them in water, and then you put it all over your whatever you're going to put it on. And then there's this one, which I got this one from Hobby Lobby, and don't see the name, but it's the same thing. You just take it out of the plastic, cut it to length of wherever you're going to put it, dip it in the water, and then just rub it all over. Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up the plaster to dip those paper towel sheets. So give me a minute and I'll show you how I do it. So this is what I use. I use a little bit of washable glue. You don't have to put the glue in it, but I put the glue in it because the glue makes it dry a little faster. And I also use plaster of Paris and regular water. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up and then I'll come right back. And also, I always keep a few used dryer sheets. These work also, just you can dip it in the plaster and it works just as well too. So give me a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, and now at this point, it's gonna go pretty fast. So what we do is we take, I usually have my gloves on, I don't have my gloves today, so my hands are gonna be really dry because this stuff dries your hands out. But I take it, and don't worry about it if it makes wrinkles. You want the wrinkles. So what I'll do is I'll put a few on here, and then I'll go ahead and I'll finish it off, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. But all it is you just dip them in the liquid, let it saturate it, and then just pull them on out. And like I said, don't worry about if it wrinkles up. You want the wrinkles. Rub it in. And like I said, it's gonna go really fast because of the plaster dries kind of fast. Now there are some places you might want to straighten it out to make it a little easier. But for the most part of it, you don't have to worry about straightening it out. So what I'm doing is I'm going all the way around the bottom first, and then I will start on the top. But since my hands are all dirty, I can't pause the video. I have plaster running down here by my foot. And it is messy. I should have been wearing a different shirt. It gets messy. Now at the top, I'm going to actually rub it in. Pull it over and rub it down. Because I want that edge to show. And for something like that, when it acts that way, I'll use the dryer sheet. The dryer sheets are thin. They don't soak up as much of the